Okay. So welcome everybody to the April 26th Board of Water Commissioners meeting. Call the meeting to order. Mark Emery and myself are here. Announcements. The Town of Raleigh Water Department annual water quality reports available online at www.raleighwater.com. There's information there on the website. You can get that. A late comer. Flushing announcement. The Water Department will be flushing fire hydrants as part of our program to improve water quality. The flushing will begin Tuesday, April 19th until completion. It will take place 7 to 3, Monday through Friday. There'll be a few areas on Route 1 and 133 from 8 to 2 because of their high traffic areas. Just before I go on, Mary Beth, the signboard out there in the parking lot, did you borrow that or do we have that or where'd that come from?
That belongs to the Town of Raleigh Fire Department.
That's the fire department one?
Yes, and we borrowed it. And that is exactly what we're going to be purchasing if it passes a town meeting.
Okay, great. That'd be perfect. Number 3, National Drinking Water Week is May 1st to the 7th, which is next week. There'll be a presentation at the library. You can check out the displays and the various water topics. And just about 6:05, we'll have Citizens Query. We'll call that in order. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, issues? Okay, we'll pass that. And the first thing in order is appointment for James Dunn for 6:15, we'll move it up of course, to discuss a high water bill. National Drinking Water Week. I'll just catch up on my paperwork. All right. You got the floor first.
Did you guys get the letter that I drafted? So, I own 968 Havel Street. You want me to read this, or you want me to just kind of give you the long and short of it?
Just give us the long and short. We've read it.
All right. So I mean, I've owned it since July of 2015, and I'm going to be tearing it down, hopefully, and building a new building for my landscaping company. So I called when I first took over too, because nobody's living there now. So, and I knew it was going to be a long process to do. So I called the electric department to have them shut the electric off, which they did. I called here to ask if they could shut the water off because nobody's going to be living there. Why should I be paying for it? And they said that I didn't have a water service there. So I called again like a week later and asked, I haven't got a bill yet. I want to make sure that I'm on top of it. And they said, well, you're not going to get a bill because there is no water service. So I came here on April 4th for some other permitting issues that I'm going through to build my building. And I got everything signed. Mary Beth and the other secretary signed it. They wrote on it, no public supply customer has a well. So I haven't received a bill. And then I got all these through my email that Petachuk sent, but I never once received any of these. And these are all the ones that I was supposed to be receiving, and every single one of them says for service at 970 Havel Street. Every address that they were sent to is not my address, so I haven't received a bill since July. And on the 19th of April this month, my landlord, who owns 970 out back, got this notice attached to his garage, and he says this isn't mine because I pay my bill every month. His is average $55 a month. So the address on here is 970 Havel Street. The property location is 970 Havel Street. A bill for $3,240.27. So he called me and said, this isn't mine, so maybe you should try and figure it out. And I told him I hadn't been receiving the bills. So I came down here and talked to Mary Beth and showed her this and just wanted to get to the bottom of it. And she said that now this is my problem because I own 968. There was a billing issue that everything was getting sent to somewhere else, and I asked her where the bills were being sent, and she said they all got returned. So nobody was receiving the bills. So, like I said, I mean, I've owned this property since July. Nobody lives there. I'm trying to I feel like the bill's pretty unreasonable, to be honest. I mean, I'm going through a lot of issues trying to get my building built. It's been a long process to get a $3,000 bill for water that nobody's even lived at this place. I didn't even know it existed. Nobody seems to know that it existed, it works here or anywhere else. It's just, so.
Well, Chris, a question, was there a meter at this place?
Yeah, so,
And where was that meter? Was the meter attached to the wrong address?
so prior to July, with the previous owner, there were no issues with the mail being received at 700 Newburyport Turnpike. And no issues with the water bill correspondence getting to it. Typically, when a property is sold, the closing attorney or the real estate company contacts customer service to request a final read. That was never done. So nobody contacted customer service to request a final read as part of the closing process. We do not have any records of the gentleman contacting us to inquire about the water prior to and coming into the office to get the permit sign off. Now, yes, I did sign off on the permit, and yes, I did make the notation, customer has a well. When we contacted customer service, our standard procedure to what we're doing is verifying that there is no balance on the account. When we contacted customer service, they had no 968 record on record. So if there's no water customer record, that means to us that the customer has a well. He's not a water customer, and that's why we wrote that on there. So we began the shut-off season, and letters went out to the address of 700 to 700 in March. The second one went out in April. And it wasn't until we had tagged the property for shut-off for 60 days overdue for non-pay that we began the discussions again. And through the discussions, found out that the property is actually 968, not 700.
What did we tag, 700?
Yes. There are two properties there. I'm not that familiar, but I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, sir. Are they close in proximity, or one's out back and one's out
970's
front?
out back, if I recall,
Yeah.
and there's a house out front.
Yeah, so I think that that's where it was, but our records had the two properties, the bills going to 700. Prior to that, the water bills were paid. There were no outstanding issues with that. So I don't know what happened in July.
Do you own this property?
Yeah.
And when you closed, there was no issues?
You don't own the back property though, the 970?
Correct. Yeah, there was no, that place is, yeah, it's,
So I think at one time they were together, weren't they?
they were, and then it was subdivided years
Yeah.
ago.
That's probably where the confusion comes in.
Well, I will say that from a record standpoint, when that's distracting, sorry. From a record standpoint, when we converted over from manually having it done here in the office to Penachuk, this is one of the historical issues that has cropped up. There's been others with the record-keeping failures, and this is clearly a record-keeping failure.
But it's whatever got sent from the water department. Whatever the water department had for records got transferred to Penachuk. So it's not any, but it's whatever we sent them. So if Penachuk has the wrong address, it came from our office.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah.
And now we're cleaning it up, but the water, one of the questions that I asked Mary Beth when I read this is the water's been used, but you said the property's abandoned? Is it something,
There, well, over the winter,
There was a leak.
there was a leak in the winter, and that's when I figured out when I turned off the water in the basement. I never really gave it much thought because everyone told me there was never water there. So when I did notice a leak, I went into the basement and just turned off every valve that I could find, and it solved the
So
problem.
this was a leak in an abandoned property that they didn't know? Did you think the water was just, you didn't have a problem because you weren't using water, it shouldn't have been
Correct.
water?
Like I said, the only time I go in there was just to make sure nobody's broken into it, or, it's just to babysit the property.
So
Was the
from
curb stop been shut off now?
No.
so from a procedural standpoint, maybe Beth will ask you, maybe would know more. Would this be cause for an abatement request? I don't think we can just like forgive a bill legally. That's what I'm just trying to see what the options are.
So, water department regulation is as follows. Customer is responsible to pay the water bill whether they receive a physical bill or not.
Agreed, however, since our records were at fault, and we sent the bill and they just went into the ether, and you know, we corrected our records, right? When we found out, did we fix our records? Yeah, so that's agreed. However, in this case, I think we were a contributor, having our own records. Yes, if someone has water, they use it, and choose not to pay it, then they owe for what they've consumed. In this case, you know, I want to try and see how we can work with you on this, and that's my question back to Mary Beth. And I understand that our regulations, but with respect to a situation like this where there was some extenuating circumstances, is that the type of thing that could be filed as an abatement? Mark, what do you think? Is that the kind of thing that, because we, again,
I think that we have to take some blame for this,
yeah, well, yeah.
so.
And not Mary Beth's tenure, I will say, just to make the record clear. This is just, you know, things that
Well,
bubbled up from the past, and you're just.
I remember when it was all one piece of property, so I didn't know when it was subdivided, so that's probably where it got messed up. You know what year it was subdivided?
I don't, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, I'm not sure. though.
Yeah, and if it was 3 or 4 years ago, we know how much turmoil this place was, to get the record straight.
Good point.
So Mary Beth, I mean, do you, I'm more inclined to say I don't think we can just adjudicate the bill and just say, forget it. I don't think we have that power, because it's water that's been consumed. But it sounds like with the circumstances, we could probably consider an abatement. Mark, I would be
Yeah.
favorably disposed. And Mary Beth, from a regulatory standpoint, would that fall within the purview?
I believe so.
Okay. I'm treating like a parliamentarian, so I apologize. But, you know, you've definitely got your finger in on this. So, Mr. Dunn, that's, I know we'd like to have instant gratification, but given everything that's going on, I'd like to see if you would be open to filing an abatement, getting that on the next agenda, and then we'll
The only problem is I have, when I spoke to zoning, because I have a planning board meeting tomorrow night, zoning board the next night, they said I won't be able to attend the zoning board meeting if I don't kind of clarify this tonight. Unless I can get maybe something in writing from you guys, or we could come to an agreement tonight where,
well, we can't act on it without,
Being on the agenda.
that's the biggest problem. We can't do it without it being on the agenda.
Paperwork.
Voting, because we have to vote. So that ties our hands legally. I would say to them, perhaps watch this, and Mark and I have both agreed that with the extenuating circumstances, we're asking you to file the abatement. We'll probably be pretty favorably disposed to it. And that's the way we, you know, given the parameters and the legalities that we have to operate under, that's the only avenue forward for us.
Okay.
If you want to have one of those chairmen get a hold of me, I'll talk to him.
okay,
I'd be glad to.
yeah, please, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I can get your information. And how do I go about with the abatement?
on the website, there should be an abatement form. I think Mary Beth is getting one for you right now.
Okay, and then when's the next,
The next meeting is going to be what did you say, Mark? 20, oh wait a minute, that's April.
maybe third?
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's like 4 weeks in a row for meetings. We already had a session last week as well. Yeah, the 24th.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if I have a card on there. I don't have any cards with
Got some money?
me. Yeah, it's empty. All plastic. If you want to just pass it up, I'll put my phone number on there. And if they want to give me a ring, we'll do that. I'll just put it on there.
That's the plan.
And you can tell them what, show them this, tell them we talked about that, and that, it's a good case for that.
All right, cool. And then when's the next meeting?
The 20, let's get to that. The 24th. So fill that out, submit it, and then
Okay.
just ask if we put on the agenda for that, and we'll
All right, awesome.
take care of that.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good. All right. Old business. Let's jump on. Sorry. Old business number 1, community garden, water
So we have a
service.
lot of people here, probably.
Is this the community garden? Ooh. Got Mr. P, uh-oh.
No, it's just the Ag Commission.
All right, next item in order is the community garden water service discussion, old business number 1. So, Mary Beth, do we have anything we want to do on this first? I have someone in the audience is here to discuss it.
We do. I think Libby should speak on this because she's been very busy.
Just a little. Well, you know the history, is
A little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a long process of trying to get water up to the garden. And
Yep.
when there was posted housing development put in up at the Bradstreet Farm.
This is where they attached the fire hydrant, they ran it on the
Yeah,
street.
it's a 2-inch line that's buried like
It's
as far
the
on.
first thing I
It's an inch and a
dealt with
half
last year
high.
when I started.
Yeah, it all started, well, it started.
Been going on for a long time. Anyway.
It's been going on a long time. So the big part of it was that we were given the 1.5-inch line by the water department. We installed it ourselves. It was going to be connected to the main on Main Street, right at the corner of, if you know, the Firstman's house and where the Bradstreet Road is.
I remember it.
And things just got chaotic and it never got done, so it got connected to the fire hydrant. And then it didn't get done. We connected it to the fire hydrant last year with a meter. And this year we need to figure out what we're going to do. We've gone through several other ideas of, drilling a small bowl well, drilling a bigger well, tapping into the Pine Grove School well, none of which can pan out. Having water delivered in a tanker at $300 a shot. 9,000 gallons or 9 gallons, they will deliver at $300 a shot. So anyway, I had a discussion with Mary Beth and some of her crew last week, 2 weeks ago, that the water line can get connected, that the present water line that is installed, how far? 18 inches?
1,800, but anywhere from 18 to 2 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
18 inches down.
18 inches down, can be connected to the water main. Be that as it may, there are certain parts and procedures that you guys have that need to be looked at. Parts that can be purchased by the Agricultural Commission. We have an invoice or a quote already from Ty Sales, and we can actually need the quote. I've got copies here.
Yep.
And we've actually, working with the, I guess I was a little backwards on trying to get a check cut. I thought I could have a check cut for you guys, but it turns out that Ty Seals needs to just build a town and it'll come out of the AgCom budget, our revolving account. So, but we have a warrants already signed for the parts and the money is good for all those parts. We contacted Jesse Warren from Warren Construction, who can actually do the physical tapping of the water main. He will donate his services if we buy the parts. I've gotten a quote from State Street Plumbing, and they will gladly give us the parts, have the warrant signed, but I can't get checks, of course, because they will just build a town as well. Warrant town. So both those warrants are all set by the AgCom,
Okay.
and the money is there. It just has to be billed. And the parts actually at State Street are on order mode, who's a great guy with those. We'll call me when they're ready. And Jesse will be happy to accommodate any digging that the water department is going to do for us, to actually do the final push. And I don't know if you need to speak to Jesse, he told me what to order, and he actually talked to Mo himself over at State Street to get the parts, the specific parts that he said he needed for the line. So I'm hoping they're all in agreement, the saddle and the corporation. Anyway, Mo over there talked to Jesse, and Jesse knows all about this stuff. So, and you know,
He's done it once or twice.
just a few times, just a few times. So I gather there is a $4,000 application fee of some sort that water service. I don't know how it works between town departments, since I can see if it's a new build or I don't know, a new home, whatever. But I don't know how you work between departments.
I would suggest we waive the fee for town department.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that would be insane to be charging one side of the town for the other side of the town. Even though we do charge for hydrants, but this is maintenance, but yeah, if you want to make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed.
Okay, so all we need to then, I guess, figure out is kind of coordinating the whole thing. I don't know if the Thai sales stuff got ordered, or, whether I have to order, I can call them, whether the water department calls them, it doesn't matter, whoever gets the parts.
Yeah.
The bill still will come from the agricultural department.
Yeah, just talk to Mary Beth or whoever she's got assigned to it. I don't know if you have someone working on that, Mary Beth, or assigned to it yet?
Yes, when the project actually begins, we will be on our schedule. We'll Jesse is what we work with TWSK for, that we'll go out certain points and do inspections throughout when the trench is open, inspect the tap and the connection, and we will work closely with them.
Okay, all right. I gather there was also other parts that we need to put on all the faucets and the hose bibs up at the garden itself. And if you could tell me what those are, we can get those purchased.
We need vacuum breakers.
Vacuum breakers?
Yeah. They just screw on.
For like under $10 at Home Depot.
Yeah, they're not that expensive.
Okay, or else, I don't know if it's
They probably have them at State Supply.
State Supply can get them for us, because they can get
It's
them.
very standard. Most,
No, I certainly am at Home Depot at least once a week.
And after last week's water session with the DEP about backhoe, I'm going out to put them on my own two outside spigots, because
if you have the new ones, you may have already built in.
No, the one in the front doesn't, the one in the back is, the one with the 3 feet and frost free, it probably hasn't, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
I've had to buy something I don't anyway, but it's okay.
It's a good thing to have.
Yeah, so I have a phosphate hydrant that goes with around the house. So is there anything else that we need to talk about in terms of procedures or what we need to do on the commission?
So that we get on the schedule to...
So we get on the schedule as soon as possible, because today is not a good gardening day, but
It's coming soon.
Yes, it will.
people are already
Next
had,
month.
stuff in, and will be wanting their water. So in terms of the water bill, we're actually assessing a fee for each plot up there to cover. Last year it was a total of $1,000 that we paid for water. So we're charging each plot at $25 per plot. That will get us to the $1,000. We get the town's budget of $1,000. And had a donation of $2,000 several years ago from a Girl Scout troop.
Awesome. Good.
So, well, Libby does have it well under control, so I applaud you for your efforts. You did a good job. And so we have ordered we've placed the order for the meter pit and the meter assembly. Now, it's not ideal, but these things are not stock items, so I don't have any idea on delivery, but worst case scenario, it could be 2 weeks. However, what you can do is coordinate with your contractor to tap the water main, bring it across the street, and just cap it right there, ready for us to install the meter pit. I mean, I don't know if Jesse wants, if we want to do that, but you've got to install the meter pit. You have to connect it inside the service and then run it from the meter pit and connect it to your existing service. So,
Since I'm not doing them, I'm deferring to.
yeah, so that's the only thing that's holding you back from completing it is that we placed the order today because I got the confirmation from Sue Bailey.
Okay.
And she sent an email about, that, she's vouching for you guys and that you're good for the money.
Yes.
So it's not for me, because, you're writing a check directly to, the check will directly get cut to Thai Sales.
Right.
We just placed the order on your behalf. So what will happen is, everything will get delivered here.
Okay.
Once it gets delivered here, we will contact you and let you know that it's here. So, we can talk about the details if you wanna come and see me.
Okay.
If you have some time later, I'm off tomorrow, but Thursday or Friday, if you wanna come and see me.
Early?
We can talk about, schedule. Yes, I'm a morning person, so
Yeah, me
yes,
too.
come see me.
Get things done early.
Yes,
So like 8 o'clock, 7:30?
yes, that's fine.
Okay. All right, and I will nail down those details for you. And we'll get the,
So we good?
I think so.
I just to get this project finished.
We have
Yes.
several other
It
people
was
from
just
the
such
commission
a
here and from the garden here.
combination of things happening, you know? When Bradstreet Farm didn't sell for 6 years, they let us use the house water.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, we were told we couldn't use it anymore. And then came to the old board, and they not only, they were giving us free water, they gave us the pipe, all the fittings, and told us how to put it in. And then everybody left, so there was nobody to make it tighter than me.
All right,
So
well,
we let.
we'll get closer.
Dangling
We
carrot.
have
Good.
a lot of things that we're hanging about.
Oh, I realize that.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get everything
Oh.
tied up.
You guys are doing a good job.
Yeah.
So is the whole audience leaving now?
Yes, unfortunately, we stacked the deck
Okay.
here.
I was just thinking that, Okay, good. No, I'm glad we could get it all worked out there.
Thank you so much.
This is really
You
good.
really appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
And I appreciate it, and it's supported this whole process.
Well, I'm a gardener too, so.
it's the same thing.
Everything that's happening
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
So, but you've always been,
I'm just checking. Flushing something
That was out.
to see that.
supporting,
Yep.
Yes.
so appreciate it. The gardeners will appreciate it.
Well, we're gonna have, we're gonna pass it.
And we can check it off on the farmers.
And then we can go, use them for other
Yeah, sure,
town
Thursday's
events,
where we
emergencies,
appreciate it.
strategic replacement.
Really appreciate
It is, it's a
All
wonderful.
right, we're gonna, thank you all for coming, and we're gonna move on to the next item. Discuss the turn on and turn off fees during normal business hours and after hours call out. Number 2, under old business. Do you want to change that, or you want to stay with that?
What's that?
The turn off? Who was the one that wanted to take it off?
I think it should stay the way we had it.
Yeah.
That was what we discussed, let it go,
Thank you.
unless there's some clarification that Mary Beth needs.
Yeah. Do you have any clarification on turn off fees?
Okay, well, this has just been tabled since April 5th.
Right, but I mean,
There was some question about the turn on, turn off fees, and other than that,
I know we had talked about leaving them as they were and let it go for a year, and
okay.
We address it.
And address it, is that what the board would like to do?
yep.
I think leave it as
Okay.
is.
Next, discuss the dump truck, donate to the cemetery, or use as a trade with the truck purchase. I would, I think there's gonna be 2 new cemetery commissioners. I'd like to get a letter from them
Requesting it.
requesting it. I mean, I'm all about, if they can use it, absolutely, because we're not getting anything for it. And if they want it, they're gonna use it, but
Yeah.
the history of that truck, from what I've heard, is that no one wants it, it's a white elephant, and it sits wherever it goes. So, when the new cemetery commission is.
Actually, the 1 ton is a decent truck. I think you're thinking of the
The 800?
6-wheeler, yeah.
Yeah,
That truck's gone. That's not the one they want. They
oh,
want
okay, the 1 ton.
So
So,
I've talked to the guys that work with it every day, and they said, for the cemetery, it's a decent truck. For working it every day, it's actually too small and it's getting old, but
Alright.
for running around the cemetery, it'll be a decent truck for them if they want it.
so we're talking about giving it to them after we get our new truck?
Yes.
Yeah,
So again, I'd like to get a letter from them anyways.
Mr. Emery, maybe my memory's failing, but did you mention to me one time that you had done some research on the cost as far as what we might potentially get for a trade-in versus the donation, or?
I had a hard time because
Okay.
trying to find prices on a one-ton dump.
Yeah,
I found one-ton pickup trucks and stuff like that, so it was
Okay.
hard to compare.
okay.
How old's the truck? Hours.
Yeah,
Is that the 99, is it 99,
It's more than
2000?
10 years old?
it's more than 10 years old,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's fully depreciated, it's probably not worth anything.
And
Okay,
it's just, and we bought it secondhand.
Yes.
okay. So can we, do you have contacts with the cemetery department?
Here we have 2 new commissioners as of last night.
So what we would
Were they
have,
appointed?
Yes, the selectmen.
Oh, I thought they got elected.
They do, but because they resigned so quick before the election, there wasn't enough time to take out papers, so now they have to appoint somebody
Okay,
for the following year.
all right.
so what would have to happen though, until we can't get rid of it until we actually have the new truck in hand, which might, if it passes a town meeting, might not be for 6, 7 more months because of the, with the special order and all the stuff we
Why
have to
don't
do.
we send them a letter and ask them if they would want it? Would that be appropriate?
It'd be better if we just ask them, if you want this thing, send us a note.
Okay,
You know,
whichever works.
They want it, they can write the letter, and, we'll entertain it.
And then when the new truck arrives, it's in service.
Yeah, not until.
I just remembered, I do recall, I was asked before, like during budget season, if the intent was still to donate the truck, because I think they were gonna be including a truck for the cemetery in the budget maybe. So, but we didn't know at the time, we hadn't really talked about it, so I can certainly send a note over to town hall and ask.
Yeah, just find out what's
Okay.
going on, that's all. And then, while we're on the new truck discussion, have we done anything with that, looking for the new truck?
No, not until we didn't, if it passes at town meeting,
Oh,
we'll
wait,
get
the town meeting
right on
first?
it.
Okay. All right. Number 4, anything else on that, Mary Beth?
No.
Okay. Number 4, Health Farms Inc. update. That's the Healthy Farms, the marijuana processing plant within our water protection district. There's a letter here from Georgetown.
So basically, they approved the project with a set of conditions, which you have, which is in the letter.
Number 4, under special conditions, the wastewater discharge of sewage disposal system should not contaminate the Georgetown or Raleigh water supply. And then if they do, oops, that's pathetic. Do we have any recourse with this?
No, because it's kind of one of those gray areas. Our watershed goes over into another community, so we have no jurisdiction in another town. We would have to rely on the other town to pursue any enforcement on our behalf, I would think. I just remember in other communities that I worked in, when I had issues, my watershed went into the towns, I had to contact that town's police department for assistance.
Well, let's hope they run a quality operation. Or we'll see them in court. Well, I think we did our due diligence bringing it up. stating our concerns, but again, as you stated, our hands are tied with respect to another community. But we'll keep an eye on what they do, and how they do it.
What will end up happening, and I will have to get clarification from the DEP. So we are required to do what's called a PCS survey, potential contamination source survey, as part of our source protection program. And so what we do is you go out into the watershed, you inventory what's in your zone 1, identify what the operation is, and some of them are you have to report to the DEP, you do your zone 2. They fall into the zone 2, so they will actually, this facility will actually be officially listed as an active in our zone 2. So they will be monitored to some degree, and at some point, sometimes they get subject to a DEP inspection, depending on what it is, so there'll be some
I know
monitoring.
I worked for the water department. We had DEP came down and we went to every business.
Yes.
Myself and the guy from the DEP.
Yes.
Every business in the zone 2 and inspected it.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna be doing that, Rob and I. Rob has never conducted a PCS windshield survey, they call it. So I'm gonna walk him through it so that he'll add that to this annual spring program that every year. It's just to catch businesses that change, new businesses that crop up, and that kind of thing. Keep an eye on what's going on in the watershed.
All right, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, next one is number 5, 46 Christopher Road update. And that's the gentleman who was here last meeting. It had the water stop in the middle of his driveway.
Yes, and it is pretty much in a very bad, poorly located place. But you have a letter that we sent off to the resident today, as a matter of fact. It went out in the mail.
Did you guys go out and talk with him?
We did. We met with the resident on, I believe it was April 12th. John Carey and Phil Moran and myself met with the gentleman and went over the area. We took some photos and came to a mutual agreement of what we were going to do, and it's outlined in this letter. And we've just asked the customer if he agrees to the conditions in the letter to please sign it and return it, and then it will go on the schedule. But basically, it's on the schedule. We're out straight. We're booking into June, so it will be on the construction schedule for first week in June, and we'll go from there.
Okay, was he pleased with the?
Yes, oh yes, everything's working out very well.
Good,
Excellent.
nice, good. Sign the contract for customer service and billing. Agreement between the town of Raleigh and the vendor. Is this just one page?
There's not two?
Well, there's a signature page,
Yes,
but this is for the Penachuk contract?
yes.
That's,
That's what was sent over to me from town. Did the selectmen sign that?
Yes.
yeah, but I guess I was looking more for the whole contract, so, but it's just a signature page is all
I
we
have
need?
it.
No, it's a re-upping of the previous one,
Yes.
and the
Does it-
procurement and everyone's done what they've gotta do.
I thought does it have the costs?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
for the years?
No, just,
Oh, all right.
in my world, I'm used to getting, the contract. Yeah, not just this is much nicer, much easier to deal with.
I actually thought you might have appreciated less paper.
I do.
Signature.
It's the same contract that we reviewed before, minus the extra stuff I asked for, which I guess apparently drove the cost up. So that we took it out, we put it out for the RSP, and that's the result.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we approve it.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes? It's official.
Thank you very much.
And note, Mr. Dalzell is not in attendance. So. Good. So that takes care of that. New business old business, I'm sorry, number 7, which is sign the janitor job description. Did I do that already? By the way.
Old business number 8?
Yep.
Run.
7,
Seven.
sign the janitor job description.
You told me to take it out, because you already did it.
Oh, yeah, that's the one they did.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's all done. Okay. Vote to accept the amendments to the water department regulations, letter Judy Pickett, and that is number 8, under old business.
So the board voted on the amendments and revisions to the water department regulations. And after you had done that, I had received a letter, which I had asked for a legal opinion to make sure we had everything correct. So you have a copy of the memo from Judy Pickett on our standard plans, and she has gone through and outlined what she thought wasn't in compliant. So I went ahead and made those changes that you see in the letter. The changes were made in the document.
And I'm looking for that.
So I just need the board to vote.
Do we have that in the packet?
Yes, if you don't, I have
don't.
here.
8. Well, I'm gonna get down here and get mixed. No, that's general business.
Here's the letter.
Business, general business. And it's, no, I don't have that one.
That's odd.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's not my own business stack.
You sure it's not in this file? Is that your
That's the
done
ones I
file?
already
That's your
done.
done
Yeah, I
file?
flip them as I do them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, here is the, my copy of the standard specs, and there's the
Yeah, you
letter.
took that when we were doing, I had that out. You scooped it up. That's okay.
Do you need this?
No, I
Would
just
you
want to
like-
go through this.
And I'll leave this here?
No, that's okay.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah. And is this boilerplate changes?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
How that section corrected. In the last paragraph saying delete the reference. The town reports the town as And pursuant to her notes here, did you make the changes to the master document?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I'm not gonna audit that.
I will also keep a copy of that letter with the regs, so if there's any question.
Okay. Make a motion to accept the amendments.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes. Done. Okay. And 9, vote to accept the amendments to section 7.2.6 of the cross-connection control regulation. That's the report too. I don't have that one either.
You don't have that one
Yeah,
either?
I'm done, yeah, that's all I had, I just had up to 7. And I think what happened is they got connected with
When we had the, as a result of the Board of Health meeting,
Yeah.
I needed to change one word that says to prohibited. It's in this sentence, I can't read upside down.
yeah, it's okay.
That's it?
Just changed the word to prohibited. It just said that it could be, but the DEP said no, private drinking water wells are prohibited.
Permission to crossing should be denied. Where's prohibited? It doesn't say this in here. Do we have version control on this? Nope. So, Mary Beth, that doesn't say it.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't say prohibited. The change is in here. It says, the owner, if he, she possesses a private well or other private water source, have a permit if the well be other source cross-connects the public well. Permission to cross-connect shall be denied
Yes,
by, I think you said it has to be prohibited.
denied. Meaning
We
prohibited.
said changed it from prohibited
Yeah,
prohibited to
it's
denied.
prohibited. Yes.
Well, that's a different, denied versus different, it's prohibited. Denied means you turn it down, prohibited means it cannot exist.
But it's both. If they come in and they want to
Okay,
have it,
so-
it's denied and prohibited.
Okay, because I thought you were changing it
I
to
have-
prohibited.
I thought I
But
did.
denied is good enough?
And I could put and prohibited. Your request, the request would be denied because
Okay.
it's, I could,
Because it's prohibited. No, I just
yep,
want to make sure you sign the right document, that's all.
that's the right.
All right.
Yep.
Then,
So moved.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, passed. And Mary Beth, if you would do me a favor with respect to this, and I know it says March 29th amended April, if you could put our version control stuff in there,
It's
you know, the little box that we use.
You want the version control on the front here?
I don't care where it is, front, back, just
Okay.
as long as we have a consistent situation, that's all I'm looking for. That's all.
You got it.
Okay, thank you. New business, letter from Barbara Prentice, 245 Central Street regarding the billing cycle. And I'm gonna read this into the record because I think we need to talk about this. And I think it's happened in a few other instances.
This past month, I believe.
Mary Beth, there's other people who complained about this?
Yes.
So this is from Barbara Prentice, 245 Central Street. Dear Ms. Weiser and board members, I'm not opposed to the increased rates for our water usage. This is a reality today as all services and costs of running the town continue to rise. We have been behind the times with our rates, as I know the citizens pay in surrounding towns, etc. Worse if you have municipal sewage. What I'm opposed to is paying for something that's not my fault and out of my control. I was looking back to the past 12 months or so of water bills and discovered that money was being spent unnecessarily on water usage when the meters were read after 30 days. Our average use is about 100 gallons a day in a 28 to 30 day period, some amounts excluded. Our average bill should be between $50 to $55 per 28 to 30 day cycle new rates. Since the new rates were put into effect, there have been 3 readings in the 35 to 38 day range. I've yet to see on any calendar a month longer than 31 days. I've calculated spending $52 extra during these 3 months. For what? This is a month's payment. I called Panachuk to discuss, and I was told that I'm not the only customer that have complained. We are being overcharged because of untimely meter readings. Holiday was given as an excuse. This I heard on RCM last fall when someone at a water board meeting brought up this subject. It was suggested I contact the water department to suggest moving the read date closer to the beginning of the month. If you feel this is a problem, I am not saying this as you will note in the usage history from our bill, attached below. We pay Panachuk to do this job, so why are there more than 30 days between readings? They cannot move the read date without direction from yourselves. It has been discussed that there are many not happy about this rate increase, so why not give us a fighting chance? And I don't think it's really in respect to the rate increase, which was done last year. There's no change this year, and we're trying to hold the line on that. But with regard to the billing cycle, whether it's 30 days or 31 days, they're only being charged for what they use, correct? And it's where on the continuum, so if they get a 30 day
The
or
problem where it
35
comes
day.
in was you got the 38 days,
Yeah.
you go up into another tier. So you're getting charged more money per gallon for that extra little bit of water. Over 3,000 gallons, we're the tiered system.
Is that what's causing it?
Yes.
So this is a drawback of a tiered system, which is mandated, really, the DEP is gonna be enforcing this. So we send out, there are 12 months in a year. The year is broken down into quarters for billing purposes. There are 3 months in a quarter. In order to only send out 12 bills, the quarters are broken down. So yes, it's not because we are inefficiently reading, that we're not reading on time. We read faithfully the last Wednesday of every single month. We read water meters. We will be reading water meters tomorrow. It's the last Wednesday. If we put it on, there would be internal problems if it was on the first, if we read a meter on the first. It wouldn't work. We've had this discussion previously, and it's just too confusing because we read monthly. If you read quarterly or like before, they read twice a year, they read the water meters.
April and September.
So
Yeah.
It's different. If you read the meters twice a year, and we were on a tiered system, you'd be paying more for water because we have a tiered system. Did you have a tiered system back then, Mark? No, it was a flat rate. So,
$4 1,000, I believe.
what was it?
$4 1,000.
That was a long time ago. You didn't have a treatment plant. So there is some drawbacks, and it is,
What does, can we, Penachuk has a lot of clients. There must be other people in this situation. Have they, any input from them as to how to tweak this, to do it so we don't get 38-day reads?
it's not anything we can do. It's based upon the calendar year. It's based upon the calendar year.
So if we go to, say, a 3360 calendar, can we change it that way so that we're doing it, you know, like an accrual basis instead of 33, you know, actual 365, you do it on an actual of a 360?
If we changed it from our current system, you would get more than 12 water bills. 12 bills. You'd get 13 water bills in 1 year. But it would be, it's not,
Would they be more, well, it's gonna be...
it's too involved, it's too difficult, and the system isn't programmed to do that. It's not, it's set up to, that way. I understand there are a lot of customers that, we have some that are 28 days.
But we're
28
overcharging
days.
people.
What, excuse me?
Well, it appears effectively we're overcharging people because they bump up a tier because we read across.
Yeah.
So, I was gonna say, can we talk to Penachuk?
I've had several discussions with the manager for the department. We've talked about, and she's explained to me why it's set up and why the way it's done. One of the things that we actually, Mr. Chairman, was tabled from January was we had on the agenda to have Penachuk come to a water board meeting, and then we had decided to hold off. So perhaps we put on the agenda for sometime mid-June, the June meeting, to have Penachuk come, and perhaps...
Let's do the first meeting in June.
First meeting in June?
First meeting in June, let's tell it, because I had asked Bernie and Tara to do that back in January.
Yes.
The whole contract, Michigas, put it on hold, but they should have that deck ready. Let's bring them in and let people know, and let's do that for the first.
I totally agree with it.
Yeah. So, and invite specifically, you know, Ms. Prentice, to make sure she knows this, or if she's watching this, please come to this meeting and ask these questions directly with
So we can
Penachuk.
all hear it directly from them.
Yeah, as to what that complication is, so I have
date?
questions myself.
So I can let Tara know what would be the date?
Let's see, if we're gonna meet the 24th, next meeting would be, 7th.
June 7th?
Yep. The MBW off, we'll have to look at that vacation schedule.
I am?
That's just something you could look up. Yeah, you get the week of the 20th off.
I always put in for the day off. I never seem to take it.
So, no, so that's good, because you'll be here, because of the 21st you're out.
Okay.
And I would suggest planning for the 21st, that you may want to have one of your meetings, attend the water board meeting.
Which, you want June 21st?
No,
June 7th.
yeah, June
7th for Penachuk to come?
June 7th for Penachuk.
Okay,
We'll have a meeting on the 21st,
okay.
but I'm saying that you may want to have one of your minions sit in for you. You know, we'll still have a meeting on the 21st. It won't be as detailed as this, but whoever your number 2 is, they're up.
Okay.
And that's part of the job. You've got, 6 weeks to get them ready. No, I'm just saying, that's, we won't have a crazy meeting, but I definitely want to keep that schedule and make sure we get things done. You can prep them, and so, I'm not sure, is that Rob or
That'd be Rob.
Rob?
Oh, Katie could handle it.
Katie will be with him. So, okay.
Might want to have him come to the meeting previous to get used to it before he's going to be here by himself.
I will make that suggestion.
So, okay, anything else on that one?
No.
New business number 2, Antonio Pasidi, 27 Wilson Pond Lane, regarding a private well. This may have received the above referenced letter is this regarding, not wanting to pay for a meter and still having town water?
Don't want to confuse them because we have two, so I just want to make sure.
In his second paragraph, he says that you have my permission to do so, remove the meter pit, and if you do, you can shut off the gate valve inside the pit. Now, he said he was cut and capped in the previous, so if he's not cut and capped, what? If the water has not been shut off, turned off, you don't have permission to remove the pit. Okay, so what's the issue here?
All right, so this customer has drilled a well. They want to disconnect from the public water system. Due to the long run of their service, they have a meter pit, which is out by the road. Any service over 100 feet has to have a meter pit. If we were to cut and cap this particular one, we would have to, we'd have to remove the meter pit and the meter, because it's that whole, out to the water main.
You're saying in February, the connection was cut and capped?
This customer has apparently has gone ahead and put up an extensive landscaping around the front area, which,
But was it cut and capped or not?
the customer did it on the inside of the house. That's not what,
Was cut and, I also have confirmation that, in fact, I am cut and capped, attachment C. Well, he can cut and cap inside, but it has to be done from the street, correct?
correct.
Okay. And so what's the problem?
So, and apparently he's gone ahead and contacted Ottavio Di Palosantos at the Mass DEP. But I'm not quite sure, what the conversation was with Ottavio, because anyone who watched or attended the Board of Health's informational meeting, it was pretty clear to me that a private well is considered prohibited in having town
Should
water.
be connected to town water.
Right.
Now, if they cut and capped on the other side of the meter pit, we have to,
And what's
it's witnessed?
What is preventing, the problem is.
Yeah, what's preventing him from
Hooking it back
attaching
up.
it?
Hooking it back up. I'm not
Right.
saying that customers will do that, but
Our regulations
It's-
say that we have to protect,
the
and
public
again,
water supply.
Octavio's regulations that we looked at last week.
Correct.
So we have to do it from the street, from the curb stop, I believe it's called, right?
Yes, that's correct. From the
Okay,
curb
and
stop to the
so-
water main, but this customer has a meter pit, and if we go to remove that, we will cause extensive damage to the property, according to the homeowner.
Well, then he can pay the $30 to keep the, no, we don't even want him to keep the meter in there.
He doesn't want to pay the $30.
Then the meter comes out. And we'll try to be careful around the
And
floor
the
and fauna.
customer has to pay for the cut and cap at their expense. So that's the issue, is that,
So he cut and capped inside without working with us. And the whole rules are, it's cut and capped from the curb stop, period.
The main end
Yeah,
has to be cut off at the corporation.
yeah, because there's no way we can control him when he's decided that, my well's dried up, I'm gonna connect back to town water. It's inside his house, out of our control. That's a risk.
so, the customer has to, we can't just go out there and cut and cap it. I mean, we're offering that, very reasonable price of $600 to assist customers with this transition, rather than having to call a contractor, which might be, $1,500, $2,000 to provide this service.
So, I believe we do have recourse in the regulations for non-compliance. We want to inform him of what that is. Well, sir, did I inform me that I don't want to be fees from them? Since you harassed me with correspondence regarding the removal for this legal action against the Raleigh Municipal Water Department. Well, it'll be against the town of Raleigh, because we do not get legal counsel. His last paragraph. I think we need to inform him of the regulations, give him an opportunity to comply. And, I think 30 days for a response. And the non-response, we will start the legal wheels in motion. So it's unfortunate. But we do not have an option. It's public health. There was a hearing last week about why and the DEP regulations that require this. It's online. If anyone's watching, go to RCN and look at last week's cross-connection presentation from the DEP and what we are required to do, and we did it in conjunction with the Board of Health to protect the public water supply. And again, it's not an aspersion on any individual, but if they've cut and capped inside their house, doesn't qualify. It's got to be done from the curb stop. Anything to add, Mark?
Good, pretty much covered.
So we're gonna put a letter together, send the customer, send them copies of our regs, the DEP regs, I would assume.
Yep.
And give him 30 days to comply with making the cutting and capping.
Well, not for completion, but to reply and
With a plan.
with an understanding and generate a plan with us. And
Okay.
failure to move forward, we'll just take the next steps as outlined in the DEP and our regulations.
Okay.
And I know people I've had people comment to me that this is draconian, but I will say to people, no, it's not. And that, I'd point right to our friends out in Michigan, that, if you know it and you don't act, shame on you. And not about to put the town at risk or the other residents at risk. It just, I feel bad if it's going to disturb some flora and fauna around the meter pit. However, the other option is to maintain it and to turn off the well. I mean, it's kind of a binary decision with this situation.
Just one other thing I do want to clear. So this customer also says that he owns the stop and the materials and all that was purchased with the sale of the house. That's not how it works.
Correct.
That the contractor, when you build a house, is part of the package of putting in the water system, and that it's the water department's property. You pay for it, but we own it.
They install it, however, it's
Would they
public-
install it,
public
they pay for
property.
it, but it belongs, it does not go with the house, so to speak. And this, yes, if the house sold and they had town water, that's different, but this is different. We're doing the process backwards. We're now removing it.
Yeah, and it's a cost to remove it. Okay. Number 2, letter from Scott and Lisa Powers, 73 Boxford Road, regarding private well and town water. Another one. All right. Wish out the curb box, should send you a letter explaining unusual circumstances. Shut the curb box. again here, your removal of the water metering, shutting off the curb box will be quite an adjustment for us, but if that is what we have to do, then so be it. The cutting of the water line to our house is excessive. If for some reason any component of our well system fails, pump controls, bladder tank, etc., it will be more than one day outage. Having to get someone back over there to dig up the water line again and splice it together would be several $1,000s. It together then, have your representative inspect it will take too long. We lose everything in our greenhouse in less than 6 to 12 hours, depending on the time of day, etc. Our request is to grant an exception for the severing of our main water line. The event we choose to reconnect to the town water supply, we will pay for the reconnection of the meter and the fee to turn on the curb box. Please rest assured we will not tamper with the curb box. We have strong morals and high respect for other people's property and their business. Duly noted. However,
That's why we have the $30 provision in there.
well, no, they still have to have a air gap. If they've gone to the well, they still have to cut and cap, correct?
This particular customer, so we have the $30 fee. This customer does not want, yes, this is one of the properties that would be subject to the survey, and that would truly determine. This customer wants to keep his town water, and as well, there has to be backflow preventer. This is truly, we would have to inspect to make sure that the two systems are not tied together, and we wouldn't be able to determine. But, then maybe he may have to install a backflow preventer after the meter, that kind of thing. But we won't know until we actually go in and trace the internal plumbing of the property.
So can we hold this in abeyance until the inspection? And
Yes.
then work with them, and then just work with them?
When will that be started?
We've
It's
started.
underway.
Okay.
We signed the bills. So with respect to Scott and Lisa Powers, that's understandable, but
they
we
don't want
need to know.
But they don't want to pay the $30 fee.
It's one or the other. That's your insurance for what they're asking for. That's literally their ability to get back to town water quickly.
So the board would like to wait until we actually do the survey and come back to the board with what we find?
Yep, and then some
Okay.
recommendations that we can share with them. You okay with that, Mary Beth?
That's fine.
Yep.
Yep, it works.
Mark? Okay. So just in case anybody thinks we are draconian, we're not. We're trying to just do it within the letter of the law. Conservation Commission consent order for well number 2 dated August 23rd of 2011. You're on the board back there, right?
So we have two things. So the first one is 401 Central Street. We had the outstanding consent order. I am pleased to report we are in compliance,
Is that the
finally.
return to compliance?
Yes, finally. So
Good.
that's just a quick update on that.
That was the mess out back?
Yes, so I'm trying to work with other departments and, doing the right thing and respecting other departments' rules. It was determined that unfortunately, there were some other outstanding consent orders that were left over from the previous administration. And that had to do with the tree gate issue over with the wetlands at well number 2. So I'm working with Brent, Conservation Commissioner, to move towards certificate of compliance for those as well.
Was the remedy done?
There were several. Yes, they had done, but they never recorded it at the registry, so I think we have about 3. We have one more that's going before, one is going before the Conservation Commission. I think they meet on the 11th. And then as a result of doing the research on that one, it was turned up 2 more enforcements. So working on them.
Again, was the action, was
Yes.
the remediation done?
Yes.
So it's a paperwork issue.
Yes.
Fine. Anything you need else on that?
No, I just wanted to let you know what was going on with that.
Just, all I want to see on that thing is just copies of the compliance, certificates of compliance.
Sure.
If that's paperwork, good. Excellent. Number 5, free cash report. General fund, and this is certified by the town auditor. One-handed.
Yes, this is your official report, certified free cash.
So do you want to explain what that is, just for everyone? Or how that works?
It's $421,134, and we have an article at town meeting that we're asking the town to allow us to transfer the free cash to stabilization. So that's been certified as of July 1st, 2015. That was what was remaining unspent funds collected from revenue that will be,
Into the enterprise fund,
yes,
which would help pay for all of the
yes.
things that need to be
The capital.
fixed. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. That's good. Well done. Sign the P&O for the maintenance for the Paul membrane system. It's new business number 6. Do I have that right? Okay. These are the big honking expense? Yeah.
This will be the
46,
contract for
yeah.
FY17.
Okay.
But in order to get on the schedule, our current contract has expired. They have done the 4 quarters. So we need to get that set up.
Make a motion, we approve it.
Second?
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passed. There's the P&O.
Make sure we grab the wrong papers.
Yeah. Oh, you're coming right for those, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'll be back up for the other ones too.
Yep. Sign the purchase order for the annual maintenance contract. That's what we just did, sorry.
Engineering.
I signed that already for the distribution. That was done. I did that one earlier. Just needed one signature. And then sign the contract for the general engineering service by Tater and Howard for unidirection, unidirection or undirection?
You skipped one.
No, I signed that earlier and gave it back to you.
No,
The
new business
general
number,
engineer-
you need to do new business number 7.
Yeah, I did that. I signed that earlier. Yeah, we signed the contract for general engineering services and distribution system study.
No, you have to vote on that. It should be, you
Oh,
should
it's in your
have,
hand, actually.
yeah.
Oh,
Number
because I
7.
thought we, you only needed a signature.
The janitor, you signed the janitor, that was the only thing you signed. So you have two more contracts to sign.
Okay, my apology for not getting that.
That's okay.
All right, and so in order is the contract for general engineering services distribution system for Tata and Howard. Make a motion?
Make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Nay. Passes.
There's 2 originals.
Yep. Oops. This is the hydraulic modeling
Yes.
that we talked about before.
And for the asset, it says with the asset management.
Yep.
I'll take that, thank you very much.
There you go.
Appreciate that.
And contract for the general, that's what we just hit, say it aloud.
Oh, there's another one. This one was for the distribution system study. The next one is for the unidirectional flushing program.
Okay. So the contract for general engineering, Tater and Howard again, for the unidirectional flushing. And there's two of these as well?
Yes. I also,
How much are these?
I have a purchase order.
Yeah, I have one attached that's blank. Here?
Yeah, I'm gonna choose to fill them out. It's for that, but I'm gonna do a purchase order for that.
Leave it in the window and call us with me. Okay?
Is that for the unidirectional?
And how much is the amount of this? 34?
Let's do this one, the purchase order. Oh,
Do the whole thing if you want.
get this back too.
That's one dollar amount up for you.
Yeah. Did you sign both originals?
It's 19 or 34?
Yeah.
19. This is the unidirectional flushing?
Yeah. Where is it? I hate when they like bury it in there. I guess was that what it was? Yeah. Yeah, right there, 19.
Yeah. And this is the
This is the unidirectional flushing.
unidirectional flushing, okay, 19,000.
And that goes with that one. And then I'll fill them out for this.
Okay. And the other one's 34,000.
This is for me. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Almost as much paperwork as sending Fed wires. I used to do that in one of my past lives. I got truncated a Fed wire, Federal Reserve wire room in the bank. And signing authority for like 10 million. And it was almost as much paperwork as what I had. Literally, we do the wire, just get two signatures, boom. And I give me a second on up to 100. Oh yeah. In days we get just looking at it going, where is this money going? You all set?
Yeah. Yes.
What?
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, no, we're just waiting for you to finish the paperwork.
For you to get ready.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, yeah, no, we're
Thank
waiting
you.
on you. We're waiting on you. Okay. So Water Superintendent Operations Report. You have 5 minutes. No. Just kidding. Just
We should
kidding.
be, flushing program, we should be finished midweek. We're a little bit of ahead of schedule and things are going well.
Things are flowing well?
Things are flowing well. It's been reported back to me that the discoloration that's been is less than it was in the fall, so that's a good thing. So our efforts are paying off.
Have you checked with the Petrillos?
I have not heard from them.
I hate to
act-
stir the water, but given what the history and then the nasty things that have happened to them,
I have not, and if people are experiencing dirty water, they're not calling.
okay.
But I actually just been getting comments about the electronic message board, so I think that we actually been advertising. I'd asked the selectmen to make announcements each week, and I know a lot of folks watch the
Yeah,
selectmen.
we've done
We've been
too.
making announcements, we had it up on the web, we had posters all over town.
I think the message board's the one.
And the message board, you know, is, I think, was
Nice
what
when we have more,
really,
put more on the town.
what really, you know, is worked, because a lot of traffic that comes up and down this road.
You can put it two places, the corner of 133 and 1A, and out by the lights by Demoulas there, not Demoulas, across from the diner, that open field, if we can get it in there. Those are the two highest, everybody in this town drives by one of those two places.
Well, this time around, you know, because it's a brand-new message board and it just got delivered to the fire department, you know, it takes some time to learn the system and the programming, so the chief came over, he had learned how to do it, and he showed us how to do it. It's actually pretty neat. You can do it with your cell phone, program it, or with a laptop. It's pretty neat. So, what's that?
Don't share that, people will hack.
So, it's pretty neat how you can, you know, go about doing, and you know how they have it, like it flashes? You can make it flash or keep it stationary, and the nice part, it's solar, so
Oh, nice.
so that is working. So if people are, like I said, they're not calling, not calling, so, okay, let's see. We will be working with the highway department next week to repair the service to the gazebo. I know last year there was some issues out there, both departments, we were just swamped, and we never really had a chance to get back out there.
Is that the meter pit that's at the gazebo?
Yes. So they have a
What did you guys
backflow.
put in?
They have a backflow preventer, which Patrick Snow, the highway surveyor, purchased over the winter months. We've got all
Is that what all the hoses are connected to that go all around the common? Or is
That's
that
a
different?
cross connection, so we're gonna be fixing all of that
Okay.
to make it in compliant with the CMR 2222.
Mm-hmm.
And because that is a seasonal, we're not gonna do anything underground, we're gonna put it like the hot box. We have a gray, those irrigation boxes are hot box to cover it, to protect the device and the water meter. And then at the end of the season, we will remove the backflow preventer and the meter, store it safely in a warm, dry place, we could store it here. And then when they're ready for their service in the spring, we'll go back out, we'll put it back in, and they'll be up and running. We are also, I know that there are a lot of people that we had disturbed their properties over the last several months due to repairs and emergency service repairs. So we will also be going out with our hydro seeder, and the crew will be going out to restore any property that would cause any damage during repair of a service or a water main. So those will begin next week as well. We will also be working with the highway department next week to repair the wet well at well number 2. We have what's called an underground injection control permit, it's registered with the DEP. It's one of those things, any underground leaching field or tight tank, if you will, has to be registered, has to have certain criteria. Unfortunately, our wet well over at well number 2, we think that it is clogged, so it's not doing what it's intended to do. It's just a matter of, I got the okay from the Conservation Commission, it's considered maintenance, so we don't really have to do anything special other than erosion control, so that's a good thing. There's no permitting.
That's for the treatment building, I assume?
Yes, the front building, yes. So off to if you're facing the building, that pipe that comes up out of the ground, that's part of that system. We'll be working over there to fix that next week. So that will, let's see. We've been very busy preparing for the sanitary survey. Pleased to report that things are going well. A lot of overtime to, make it happen. Everybody's been chipping in and helping out and doing their part. I still had to work extended hours, but it's, everybody's been also helping out. And also, as you said, next week is Drinking Water Week, so we're pretty excited about that here. We're gearing up to bring over our displays at the library and our information. Excited about, we were able to purchase 7 books that we will donate. I'll be meeting with the library director tomorrow on the book, and so we'll be putting something in the newspaper and, check out the library. It's going to be nice.
I think the end of Drinking Water Week is the book sale. It's usually the Saturday after
Okay.
town meeting, I think.
Okay.
I should know, but if it is, it's, convenient too. There'll be a lot of traffic in the library.
Well, that'd be good. So the other thing you have in your packet too is that no reads report. That's the one where we go out, we can't get a read, and then we generate the investigative work order to find out what's going on. So this is just what's there. There isn't any, we had no reads this past cycle. This is just, it's a tallying spreadsheet, so these are some old ones that we had. You have the zero usage report as well in your packet. And there were no zero reads this time around, which was good. We were able to get all the meter reads. You also have the leak reports and the backflow condition reports.
Is everyone on here? The first one, leak, these people are noted as having a leak? Is that what that means?
Yes, the first one, if it's in the same order, it's the one that's the smaller of the three.
Yep.
It says in the first column, reverse flow event. So each one of these properties had a backflow condition at their property. This is what we're talking about with the cross-connection control program. This is an actual occurrence of a backflow situation where when the water pressure on the customer's side went higher than the town's water pressure, which caused the water to draw backwards through the water meter.
That's the reason for...
Don't know what could be going on, don't know what would cause it, but it's...
Right. Interesting. Okay, so that's the first one, and then the one with 8, mobile report, what's that mean?
This is the leak report?
Yep, means if you're on this, you have a leak?
Yes, there's 2 different leak reports. One is consecutive days. So at some point during the last read cycle, these people had possible leak. It looks like it's a lot. These may not actually be leaks. You know, if you have people that live in a home and you have somebody that works is home all day long and, you know, flushing the toilet, you know, washing your hands, taking a shower, whatever, and then somebody is like a night owl. The water meter just registers water, and as we've talked about this at other meetings, the water meter is like a smart meter. It does these checks, so it just says, it makes a check mark, oh, water's going through, or it makes a check mark, no water. So if it has a certain amount of check marks when it goes through its cycle, it just marks it off as, oh, this could be a leak. So we do look at these to make sure. We do send letters out to customers saying you might have a possible leak.
You're looking for me, I got a letter.
You got another letter?
Yeah. Well, I fixed one 3 months ago, and then we just got one the last water bill, and it was like 120 versus 80. It's like, But I finally, it's a 1-year-old toilet, the gasket in this high-tech toilet.
Is it the
was
rubber
failing.
thing that keeps the water in the tank? The flapper?
No, it's not a flapper toilet, it's a new,
The new stuff.
Kohler. It's like a black, hard plastic thing that goes up, and there's a gasket on the bottom. The toilet is a year and 18 months old, failed.
Yeah.
So for a $6 gasket, I look like a genius. And saving, $40, $50 a month.
The next one, that's page 1 of 12, this is what we call the continuous leak report. These are ones that have more than one event within a 30 or 35 day period.
Would this generate a letter?
Yes. So just so you see the level of effort, we go through this type of exercise every month. And you see the amount of letters and things that have to go out to, the correspondence that has to go out. So there's
Well, a lot of my neighbors on
so
hillsides.
by the time you send the letter out, you get a response from a customer. We've already read the water meters, and the next set of letters is going out again.
The letters work, because I got one, I checked my upstairs toilet and it was leaking.
Did you fix it?
They definitely work.
Of course I did.
They work because my wife gets the letter and then informs me, your water is leaking. So, track it down. So hopefully others are having good success with the letters that are going out and informing them. Look at your systems and whatnot.
And the customers do come in and get the dye tabs, because that's really the,
Probably caught the last one.
if you're not sure if you have a leak, the
They
dye
work.
tabs help.
Yep, I had a bad flapper.
And then the only other thing, one other thing is, I'll be meeting with the planning board next May 3rd to discuss the next phase of the job descriptions with the janitor, and to go over the staffing plan and what we're gonna be doing, and then I'll report back to the board at our next meeting with an update on the staffing situation. And the only other thing I just had put in there, just in case, is I put in the warrant for the May 2nd, 2016 town meeting. If you have any questions or anything on
I
our
just want to kind of
articles?
go over them with you and Mark when we're done. Just kind of have a quick walkthrough.
Sure.
So do that at the end. Anything else, Mary Beth?
Nope, that's it.
Awesome, great. Budget update and revenues. How are we doing?
So for revenues, we sold we brought in $164,469.86 this month. And year to date, we have brought in $2,111,033.96.
And where is that with respect to being on budget?
We are on target. And as far as the budget is concerned, we're still in really good shape with the budget. I've included a copy of that in your packet. We are at the operating section of the budget. That's what I use the money for the day-to-day. We still have 45% remaining of the budget.
Which one of these documents are you using?
That would be the actual and budgeted expenses and encumbrances
Okay.
report.
Current
This is from the town
expenses,
accountant.
Yep, balance remaining 800. So we have 45% left. And this is what, April, May, June, July, May, June. So that looks like we're way over. Positive budget variance.
Now, we do have, these are things that have been, and remember, it's been encumbered. So for example, we just signed the bill warrant tonight. That is not included in this report because it hasn't been added. Actually, there'll be a second bill warrant coming. Bridget just didn't have time to prepare a second one, but we do have more bills that need to be paid. So we do have purchase orders that are been approved and waiting for materials to come in or services to take place. So we do still have some outstanding activity going on that it's not included in this. This is as of the report date of, this is a 4/7.
March.
The last day of March.
Mine
3 months
says,
left.
mine says 4/7, 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Says
it's for the last day of March, it says to March.
Okay, yes.
through March of
I guess
2016.
it's just when she.
So that means we've
Yep.
got March, April, May, June, so a quarter left.
Yeah, so it's fine.
Okay, no,
And-
No complaints.
And like, overhead stuff hasn't been paid yet, so that's still good.
Yeah, that's the one that comes out the one time when you still see there's 100% remaining. That's gonna disappear in June. That's a one-time.
okay, good. Oh, no, sorry. Okay, good.
We're doing good.
Budget, and approve and sign the plan approval page for the revisions of the emergency response plan. I have that document here. Visions. Lots of them, look at that. Beautiful. And what's the update to this?
Mr. Emery and Mr. Phil Moran. Every time we make a change to the emergency response plan, it's set up that the commissioners need to sign and authorize, so I updated the water commissioners section and I added Phil Moran as the distribution supervisor. And you'll be signing this again if we have a new water commissioner after the election.
Yep, what's the 26th?
Yes.
There you go. Alright. Suggestions from board for future topics. We've kind of gone through many of those. Mark, is there anything you want to get on the agenda for next one? Mary Beth, anything? You'll add them and tell us. We've given you some tasks, so write a letter to some people, you've already captured it.
Yes, whatever we have to follow up, I'll make sure that it's on the agenda and I'll email it to you. And of course, as always, anything that comes up in between, I'll get a memo out to you guys.
All right, next thing in order is approval of minutes, the April 5th minutes.
I read through them when she sent them to us, and they seemed pretty good to me.
Make a motion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Nay. Passes. Thank you. Katie, nice job.
Thank you.
Next item is redact and release the minutes from 2011, 2015 executive session minutes. And we've gotten those, and they have been so redacted. And I'll read this into the record. September 11, 2015 executive session minutes explanation. In order to comply with OML 2016-21, the board cannot approve these minutes because Mark and I cannot vote on them. I would like to make a motion to redact the section on discussion on investigation on the second to last page pursuant to the exemptions of the Public Records Law, Chapter 4, Section 7, Clause 26, exemptions A and C. Make a motion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed. So, Mary Beth, these are cleaned up pursuant to the things that we were instructed from town council.
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully that puts that
Manny.
whole affair.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's exactly, I looked at it. So, the next meeting will be May 24th, not the 3rd, make that change. If we want to talk about the town warrant, do we need to still be in session? Yeah, probably
If-
should.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, and this, for anybody that's officially following it, this is going back to the commission, the superintendent's report. We pulled it from that, so we talk about it at the end, so just a little out of sync, so. Let's see.
just a minute. We have to.
The budget should just go right on. Where are we in the main budget? Public safety, fire.
Is Article 6,
No, I'm just looking for some of the budget first.
that's where we are, Article 6 is our budget.
We're not in this?
No.
Chairman Manning?
Oh, that's right, because we're enterprise fund.
Excuse me, Chairman Manning. Earlier, Libby handed you some papers. I just don't want to forget to grab those from you for the, we need to attach those for the minutes. Before we
Put
get
them in
on.
the folder.
Okay.
Let's do that right now.
Yeah, I just don't wanna
Do
forget.
not get lost. And that was Garden. Yep, everything's right in
Just take
there.
the folder?
Yep, take the whole folder. Okay. So, how
I'm
about
just highlighting our articles here.
So 15, 16, 17. So we came online with the plant, what, 2014 or 15?
14, right?
14? You can see the ramp up. Okay.
So the regular town meeting, we have 6 to 11.
Okay. At 182624. So we're still able to squeeze the budget down a little bit. Interest down a little bit. Okay. 2724. Okay. Good. Okay. What'd you say, we're out of what, 6 and then what?
6, 7,
7 is a 6-year retirement plan. But
Yeah, it's for us.
For us, okay.
yes,
That's just perfunctory.
yeah. And 8, 9, 10, and 11, I believe.
Free cash. That puts the money into our budget, our stabilization. All filtration, that's just. 10 years. And there's still squawks about that. Last year we were talking about paving for hundreds of thousands, right now just trying to fix it and clean it up. Okay. Dump truck. So FinCom recommends everything, that's nice.
So 2000, so that's 16 years old.
There's the special. There we go.
The other one's 89.
So this is the first one was the special?
I believe it's the regular. Special warrant right here, it's in.
Yeah, it's special. Second one's the special. Okay.
Scan this one to log. Send this to log.
Do we have some of them?
I believe we do.
number 22. That's the leftover.
Oh, okay.
To be used to purchase the message board, vertical trench hydraulic safety shower.
23.
23 is our second attempt at paving, which did we,
It was approved last time, they just didn't get the purchase order. so-
they didn't, and then so if it's approved at town meeting, we need to vote again. We need to vote again,
Yes.
send it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so we need to speak to that. That'll be a tough one.
well, at least with the special, be able to start worrying about it right after town meeting.
Maybe, but we can get right to it.
Specials come available after town meeting.
Yeah.
It's approved by the state.
Yep. Okay, 24
Excuse
is
me,
us.
Chairman Manning?
Yep,
If it would make it easier in flipping through, I've already highlighted the article number, if you want to use my copy for your...
That's actually what I'm doing.
that's right, I'll highlight it, no, that's right.
You can have my copy. It's already done for you.
Okay,
There you go.
thanks. Page 7, the special. And so,
The comment on that.
23, where it's the parking lot, Mary Beth. If anybody's come down here, they'll see the disaster that is this parking lot. It's gotta be cleaned up. And then 24 is the dehumidification
Yeah.
system. Hopefully that will fly. We put the money aside for it. We just need authorization to spend it. The water tank.
The comments we heard last month were, we better fix it.
Yeah, yeah, especially the water tank. So local main section, deleting section of rules. And so Article 26, the water use restriction bylaw. Yeah, I don't remember doing this.
This is just, remember we did, just taking out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
this,
Yeah, Judy Pickett's letter.
Yeah.
This is the corrections from the, okay.
That when it was passed the first time.
Yeah, okay. So we should be okay. So Mark, do you want to join me up front?
Sure.
And, we'll just do every hour. Yeah,
Yeah.
just so that,
That's fine.
that there's, people will see that it's not just, one guy trying to railroad stuff. Okay. I'll keep that for the town meeting. Motion adjourned.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.